And you bought into that lie, like so many other evangelical Baptists and Bible pastors have bought into that lie. Just say yes, dear. That's just like saying, for me to say to the devil, just go ahead on and have your way, devil. If that's the only way to have peace, if you just bow down, peace, make peace in your home. If you want to just compromise and down and let your wife over you and abuse the children and mistreating the children, it will happen. It won't be real peace. So get engaged in the warfare that the devil is waging against your family. You don't know your wife. You don't understand your wife. If you're letting her have her way, and you, many men are afraid of their wives and what they will do to them. And so you just give in. You give in. When God wants you to be there with her, pray with her, read the Bible with her, she adopts a bad attitude, you rebuke it. You admonish her. She may not like it right then and there, but over the long haul, she will know that she has a man who is going to keep her in line, who's going to put her in check. Believe it or not, because most women, especially Christian women, will back down if you show yourself to be a godly Christian man. It can be tough and rough, and she loves it. She loves it, deep down. And she'll tell her girlfriend, I don't want to be no weak man, let me have my way all the time. That's what they tell their girlfriends. Even before they get married, I just don't want no man who's going to let me have my way and just overlook everything I do and so forth. This is what they talk about. I was with a beautiful woman one time. She had a long relationship, and basically taken away from her long distance relationship, cuddled up to me one time and said, I really rather be with you because, I lie not, I'd rather be with you because you're not going to let me have my way. That's what she, I lie not. And I that way, because I require them to be wide, you're wide, to follow, admit to you, and to help you, man. She should not be your enemy. She's supposed to help you and be a blessing. They're wired that way. Now, women who say, well, that's not me. I'm not going to submit to no man. I don't want me, this, that, and the other. He ain't my daddy. Well, they don't need to be married. Am I Hellion, Jezebel, women, they don't need to be married. They don't deserve a husband. They're trying to be a man themselves. You don't want that. You need a woman trying to be a man over you. So don't be trying to get with them. And if your wife got a couple of girlfriends that way, some manly women like that, you need to break that relationship up. Bring that spirit up in here with me. Come sit down and Spriggs, and you eat just as much as me, and no, man, no, you just as hungry as I am. You need to be ladylike. Look at some of y'all. You're mad. Oh, this man makes me. No, you need to be ladylike. I don't want no woman around me gobbling down or ham like I do, man. No, I need a Big Mac, and you can eat one too. I want two of them too. No. You can't keep up with me now. No. Now you ought to. Yes, you need to take a shower every day. I'm not taking one every day. Neither do you want me to. You know that. No, I'm a man. You're a woman. Yeah, it's a difference. Let me move on before I give some of you people a heart attack. Verse 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. This does not make you a punk. You don't need to be a punk. You be a man. But love your wife as you love yourself. There ought to be a sense of fairness in you that as a father, not only as a husband, but as a father, if you're going to have something special that night, you ought to want them to have something special that night. You understand? And it needs to be similar. It don't have to be the same, but it needs to be similar. You ought to love them like you love yourself. Now, I may every now and then get some salmon, and then another kind of fish, or some cod to go with it. But they don't care for that too much. So I buy them fish sticks and some French fries. They love that. Every time I have some fish, that's what they're gonna have. You understand? And you ought to want that for your wife. You want anything that you have that's good, you ought to want that for your wife as well. Does that mean you always get it for her? It depends on whether or not she's been obedient to you. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You see, so some of you people think unconditional love does not include punishment and withholding things. Unconditional love includes that. I told preachers and some preacher friends trying to get me to obey some book they read. You always ought to take your wife out for dinner every week. You ought to buy her some flowers once a week and all. You ought to always open the door. I said, no. I said, I'm not doing that. It depends on her behavior. What? That's right. It depends on her attitude. I'm not taking no witch out on no date with me that's been disobedient to me, rebellious and stubborn. I'm not opening the door for a witch. I said it just like that way back a long time ago. And these people have been divorced and remarried, the ones who tried to get me to do what the man said in the book. I said, I'm not buying her no flowers. She don't care nothing about no flowers anyway. And I'm not buying her no lingerie. And the man who tried to, every time we went preaching together in conferences. Every time we go somewhere, he go to the mall and buy his wife some lingerie or something sweet and wonderful and dandy. And come to find out, she never would travel with him. Come to find out, she was using the lingerie that he was buying, literally with the mailman, having sex with the mailman. She didn't want to travel with him as he preached the gospel. And he's one of the greatest gospel preachers in the history of America. Greatest soul winners in the history of America. And she committed adultery on him and left him for the mailman. See, that's not what women want. They just don't want that. They want a man who's going to be a man and going to hold her accountable and say, no, you ain't going over there. No, I'm not going to buy you no car. You don't need a car right now. We traveling together. What you need a car for? I make enough money for both of us. What you want a job for? I never, some of you are saying right now, I've never heard anybody. I know you have never heard any preaching like, because your pastors are not preaching this. That's why you got hell in your life, hell in your home. You're over there by yourself in a play, curled up in a fetal position, neglecting your children, up in the bed crying and boo-hooing that you ran your man away, and he's with Sylvia. Your man is with Sylvia during the play. Because you ran him away, you talked about him like a dog. You listened to your lying pastor and the pastor's wife saying that you need to get rid of him. That's what pastors are telling people instead of staying together. You don't need, watch this, churches, pastors, you don't need no doggone divorce care. To hell with that. To hell with divorce care. Get that non-ministry out of your church. And get marriage care. And since marriage is a warfare and family is warfare, family care, how about that? Have a special meeting with them. It could be like a AA meeting, a AAA meeting, whatever they call it. Alcoholics Anonymous. Marriage Anonymous class. Or whatever. Not with the services, like you're trying to deal with it now. Wednesday preaching and got your little series on the family. No, later for that. I mean, have them all, have everybody come in the family. Nobody playing games and Pastor Pirate and Awanas, none of that. Get some older couples who have done it. They've never been divorced. They have stayed together. And let them teach that class. Every week, 7 days a week if necessary, to keep the marriage together. And then let them do the counseling. If counseling is necessary. To hell with divorce care. That should have never been in the church in the first place. Put marriage care in there. Family care. Teach husbands and wives what they ought to do. If you got to do it one-on-one. You got 3 couples in one room or whatever to make it a smaller situation. You should have at least 4 older couples who have been married for 30, 40 years. They stay together. They've never been divorced. They have raised their children, and the children are doing fine. You can have 4 classes going on at the same time, and you don't play games. You don't entertain the foolishness. All the lies that they tell about each other and so forth, and you don't take the woman's side over the man immediately. All this garbage, man. You see, you people are getting ready to get me upset. I'm too old to get upset. All this garbage, man. All this complaining and whining and, bitching. It's just the man can't do nothing. She just complains. And then what do the pastors do? Billy Bob, what's your problem? Why is she angry and upset, Billy? But what have you done, Billy Bob? The past and the past wife said, you know it's your fault. It's always the man's fault. In fact, I watched something recently. Something happened to the wife, and I is a whodunit. And I believe this particular lawyer, I believe she did it. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the ending or anything, but I believe, or the finale. I believe she did it. Come running up in the face. It's always the husband. It's always the man